Alright, as we are gonna get right into this one. I know they were saying we potentially were having some lobby issues, so we may have to see some kind of restart happen if this doesn't work out, but it seems like things are going well so far. A little bit of a looks like what I did say has come as we the lobby will have to be remade, looks like, most likely.
Think you spoke way too soon, but how is everyone? Welcome back to another KDL day. It was kind of slow yesterday. Thankfully, that does give us, a day or two to just have a nice little quick breather for the most part, and we are looking forward to a three-game day today.
Yeah, definitely going to be an exciting 3 games. I think we're going to change hands a lot throughout the day as well. I don't think we have any of the two casting staff for either of these games, or any of these games, I should say. So a little bit of an interesting experience. We'll see. We got some exciting games today, I think. We got Akatsuki versus ABD later today. We have this game going on right now. And I believe we have GME versus, who am I thinking of? World Enders today? So that should also be exciting. These games should really help show us, who's where people are in the standings and how the teams are going to shake up.
Yeah, for real, just general, power rankings for the most part. I think that there's a lot of teams right now coming into this that are for the most part, uh, you know, around the same skill level or around the same general standing position. But these three games are going to be really important to see who is faking it and who isn't for the most part. And starting off strong, ABD or sorry, SEES rather versus JJT. I think this is going to be an incredible game just to scope out some of these teams that might not have had the toughest starts or the best starts by any chance, but could definitely look to turn things around come playoff time.
Yeah, it's rare to see the first couple bands come out. You can see the Seraphine band directed at the mid laner of Cease and the Pike directed at the support of JJT. As you can see the bands coming into here rapid fire. A lot of target bands coming up from JJT, not letting these people get their main sort of champions. As the last target band being that Nocturne, who also happens to be an incredibly strong pick this patch, will be taken away as the last band is about to come through.
Yeah, and if I didn't know any better, I would be thinking here C's is actually trying to bait out the Orn Tom, Orn not being target banded despite Godslayer Zed for the most part playing Orn throughout last season and the majority of this season at least.
Yeah, it has definitely been one of his old reliables for something to kind of fill in the gaps in any teams he's been part of. But we'll have to see if he opts to go for it this time, as Seats are looking to grab that spicy Rumble first pick. Most likely going towards the jungle, but it's not unheard of that we could see it sent top lane.
Oh, for sure. I really like the Rumble here. Granted, you still do leave open that Diana counter, but I'm just not sure if that's in the repertoire, that's in the champion kiddie pool of Kim Minju here, and we are going to be seeing the Vayne immediately being answered here. That could potentially be a flex. I'm moving more so that it isn't, and it's actually just a blind AD pick here. But
Oh, Warwick, I think we might have Parneliax on the other team as the Warwick is
yeah,
picked up.
might be a little sussy puppy over there. Like I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Parnelli X taking time out of his day to stop writing hate posts about TSM on Reddit and just a smurf in silver to diamond tourney.
Yeah, as you can see, the Nautilus picked up a very staple champion of Blue champion pool 10s. I believe has played in most of the KDL matches, if not Leona. And has had, some decent success, most notably having that win against INS in their last game. So it is something that they could use to potentially put forward the momentum, as we are going to be waiting here for the last pick for C's coming in here in just under a few seconds. He's hovering the Twitch. He was mentioning a Twitch mid in the pregame. It could
He
be Twitch
actually,
mid.
yeah, he actually just spoke it into existence and immediately the Thresh answer. We saw this, versus INS for Damnation versus INS. We saw that, and like you said in that cast, it really depends on the engage on whether or not you're able to weather or even proxy out that Nautilus with the Flay or even just that death sentence. But regardless, they have so much faith in this Thresh pick. Let's see if it actually pays off.
Yeah, I mean, when you pick Thresh into Twitch, assuming this is Twitch ADC, and even if it's not into the mid game for this Twitch mid pick, you are really saying that I am going to be able to predict you. I will do my best to kind of prevent you from entering my team and trying to catch you out. Because Thresh into Twitch is an extremely hard matchup for trying to catch him out and trying to hook him and trying to predict him. So it's going to be very hard for Hu on this Thresh pick, and we'll have to see how he's able to handle it. I mean, it even could be potentially just that Twitch mid, and he could have an easier time in the bot lane. But as well,
Well,
those small interactions with Nautilus that he really needs to be aware of in order to make sure that Nautilus isn't able to just kind of AFK engage into his team, and then Twitch can get a huge combo, and then Rumble can get a huge ultimate, and they really need to be careful with that kind of CC lock.
Well, like you said, it's all dependent on where their position is and, who's going to be able to step up first. Is it going to be the Thresh engage or the Nautilus engage? Boo does like to play really, really up in the lane or even in team fights for that matter. So that could be a double-edged sword here and there, but we're going to have to see how it pans out. Question for you, though. We do know that Minju Algae is a supportive mid laner, does play a lot of utility. We've seen a Seraphine, we've seen the Karma. We could possibly see a Lulu. I honestly think that they're going to pick Lulu mid just because of the Twitch synergy. Granted, you would have a lot of AP on your side, so you more than likely do want to kind of round it off. But that is actually a Twitch mid instead. If they lock this Jinx in, at least.
Yeah, and it looks like they will be going ahead and pushing that Twitch into the mid lane. That does mean it's going to be a Jinx Nautilus bot lane, which is, pretty good, pretty fair bot lane into this Radiant Thresh, as we'll be seeing the last pick here from Cease, looking around at the comp. They're hovering the Nasus, the DK, and maybe just a little bit of a reference to Rave, but we could see if they would potentially pick it up, and they are. So, the Cease team looking very interesting here, and JJT have the last pick here to potentially try and put the last piece into the puzzle and figure out what they're going to do. They have their mid laner open, and they need to get something to answer this composition.
Yeah, I mean, what more do you need if you are JJT? You have Parnelli X, you have Godslayer Ornn. Is there, anything that could round off this draft here? I really think that they need something AP, and that is not what I had in mind, but I suppose they would get it done. So I'm assuming that they're going to play Warwick Lane? Or is this a proxy, or...
I do believe it is a proxy, as it did instantly leave draft afterwards, so it is the Silas.
Yeah, it's a Silas, okay.
And
I was just about to say, I've never seen, I understand that meta for the most part is built from bronze up, but, was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Never seen Shyvana solo lane like that.
Yeah. I mean, now that we know it's the Silas, I think it's a pretty fine choice in that team composition. You have a lot of good ultimates to steal. You have, Twitch is absolutely awful, but that's fine. You have the Rebel, you have the Nautilus, you have these very big team fighting ultimates that really lets you kind of match the team fighting power of the enemy team. And assuming the Silas is able to abuse this Twitch in lane and potentially look to get some easy kills on him with some gank pressure or anything like that, he could potentially be a very big problem for Cease to deal with. But it looks like coming out of this draft, I think they might have the upper hand.
I'm wondering why it's taking so long just to think about a ban here, unless they're trying to spell something out.
They could be trying to spell something out. It's not unheard of for a little ABDXD, although it might have been that their top laner disconnected. Okay.
Alright, well, we do have that no ban starting out. Immediately that Aatrox, possibly ABDXD, possibly just all A's.
Oh, there we go. Now they figured out they could just ban A's. Okay, it's gonna move along very quickly.
Alistar, okay. Next up, a Moo. Oh my goodness, I predicted it.
Wow, you're just,
oh my God.
you're just too good at the alphabet.
Yeah, there's 50,000 champions with A, of course.
Yeah.
We do actually see who dedicating the win here to Sangsta. I believe C's actually told me pre-game that they wanted to dedicate this game to Taste-On, but...
Fortunately, nothing coming out in the chat about it, so unfortunate for him. Not going to be too aware. As you're going to see, these compositions picked up. The ban phase is going through here very quickly. As looks like they're about to run out of E champions here very soon.
Now, if JJT wins this, is this revenge for INS?
It definitely could be. I know a lot of the players on JJT and INS are friends. And they have been known to, kind of talk about draft strategies in the past. Maybe even stay up until 3 a.m. So it is something that's possible, and they may have a little bit of a grudge on their shoulder for trying to beat this Cease roster. And we'll just have to see on how they perform in game.
No, yeah. For sure. I mean, looking at both of these comps right now, The Silas into the Twitch, I really like how how that's gonna be faring out for the most part. Aside from the W slow, there's not much there for the Twitch. I'm more than likely sure that this is going to be an AP Twitch, so obviously the slow does scale off of that AP damage, and he does have a lot of burst, but is it enough burst, and will he be able to apply it quickly before he just gets absolutely shredded by the Warwick, gets collapsed on by the Call of the Forge God, this, that. There's just so many what's, ifs, buts. We're just going to have to see how it fares out. For me, at least, looking at both of these teams, my money is on JJT today. Not that I'm betting money, but if I did, I would probably... Yeah, I would not bet on this game, but if I did, JJT has it.
Yeah, I would honestly side with you, as I think as we get later into this game, it is going to be very hard for Cease to kill this Ornn. We'll have to see as we get into the 3-minute spectator delay, and we will see you guys when the delay is over. See you guys in 3 minutes. Alright, as we're gonna join you guys back from that 3-minute spectator delay, as we are just currently loading into the game. I think there were some interesting questions presented in the draft that it is going to be hard for either team to really deal with. I think this Twitch mid pick definitely has the potential. I feel like it is sort of like an ego kind of pick where you need to snowball on the champion, you need to get ahead, you need to be able to make things happen on the champion in order to really get anything out of it. And it is going to be the challenge of Cease to see if they're going to be able to do that.
Oh, 100%. I really think that, when you pick the Twitch, it's not so much an ego pick, but it's more so, something that, well, actually, no, it is an ego pick. I'm just going to be real with you. It is an ego pick. But, whether or not they're going to be able to actually play this fully to their limit is going to be up in this game. You know, Silas having so much damage early on or even towards that mid game, it really just depends on how much help the Twitch is going to be able to receive. You know, he is a squishy laner who lacks a lot of mobility early on. You're going up against a Warwick, which granted, I guess you could slow with the W, but what happens when the Warwick absolutely has you feared? You know, there's just so much there. Silas can also set things up. I really think that it's going to be difficult for him, and the Twitch actually sold, or actually undid his buy rather, of the Dorn's Ring start, and is actually looking for a Dark Seal. So we are fully expecting a lot of Dark Seal roams here just to get those early stacks. Silas as well opting in for a Dark Seal start, you know, unlike what we typically see there with the Corrupting Pots.
Yeah, the overlay is currently giving me some trouble, so please bear with us for a second. There we go. Now it should be fixed. And you guys didn't miss too much, you just missed some initial little 5-pointing.
It's okay. Stu actually just had his cam on and he was just twerking up a storm for some reason. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, for some reason the camera just couldn't register it, so it just came out as a black screen. But we are good now, as we are just loaded to the game, and we can see, you know, nothing too crazy has gone here. Who is currently sitting on top of that ward, unfortunately enough for him. As interesting little buy here from Who. I think really, you really don't see the Thresh go for anything besides the 2 pots usually. Him going for this pink ward really means they really want to place priority on top of the Vision, and I'm not sure why they just wanted to place a pink in there, but it is something, you know, that is in their option pool. Maybe it worked out well for them in scrims, and they're really placing priority onto tracking Cease's jungler.
Well, I mean, I'm just kind of surprised that they actually went for that play so late as well. You know, Pixel is a commonly worded out brush, especially when you are starting towards bot side or actually want to fake a bot start or just prevent any type of engage like an invade or anything like that. And so, you know, they use the goal there off of that pink ward. And like you said, you typically don't really see that type of start. We previously have seen pink ward starts, you know, in meta with the Jhin boots build, where you would actually just opt in for, you know, 1 health pod, some boots, and then just a pink ward. But here we are actually looking at Who just moving forward. They're getting a couple hits onto Rose. Nice little trade there. Remember, he does not have a lot of potions other than those total biscuits of rejuvenation, so he really needs to be careful here in this matchup.
Yeah, and it is something that they really need to be careful about, because Boo does have the 2 health advantage, so the level 2 power spike comes out, and Who is a little caught out here.
Oh my god! He whiffs his death sentence into the next realm there. We are going to be seeing a flash forward from Rose. Heal is a little bit late. Boo had used her flash as well. This surely will be a double kill. Flash Flea denies any type of escape and confirms and, you know, just gives off that nice little clean double there to Fuyaki. Fuyaki, there we go.
Something like
One
that.
of those two. One of those two. I'm just going to say Fuyu. There you go. Fuyu.
And it sounds like you might be hating us, but it's okay, as you know, Twitch just get a little bit of poke damage here, but you know, it is a tragic start for the side of Jinx and Nautilus. Really, Jinx and Nautilus should be favored in the early levels of this matchup. They have the potion advantage. They had the ability to really kind of wear this Thresh out, put out the poke damage, and then go for an all-in later. But unfortunately for them, they just went in too early. They were not able to effectively put out the damage. Jinx was not in the right spot to put out the damage when Nautilus decided to go in. So unfortunately for them, that did mean that Vayne was just allowed to free hit on top of the Nautilus, getting 2 of her W stacks just instantly popped on, and then could just follow it up from there, and it was just written from there. And unfortunately for them, that does mean that 2 kills go over to the Vayne, which is, you know, I think as most people would understand, is not ideal. As Warwick is pinging and running down to the bot crab, they really want to double crab, but their bot lane is not moving. Thresh is eventually moving now, and he's not even going.
Yeah, he's not. He's actually opting in for the for the tri-ward. Warwick is actually going to get collapsed on here. Silas does have the TP available, but wow, Warwick actually flashed. And remember, it's that dot damage in the poison that actually will claim his life, since this is an AP Twitch. And so you give over 2 starts there. 2 stacks rather of the Dark Seal. I don't know what I'm saying. 2 stacks of the Dark Seal there. I want to say 2 points here. First point, 75 gold, kind of down the drain. You know, they did spot out the Rumble, but I guess it's to be expected, especially since you know that Rumble started topside, and so it really didn't pay off for the bot lane of JJT rather, to go that pink ward start. You know, you just give over free 30 gold to Rumble. What on earth is the Thresh doing? Boo immediately punishing. Nice little flash forward here from Silas, lands that E2. Now they do have the target right on top of Rumble. Unfortunately, Vayne will Q tumble right into the Jinx, and Rumble immediately seeing his opportunity as well. Get excited, has gotten Jinx to be able to move forward. But just like that, look at the HP just get deleted. Zap is going to land onto this Silas as well. Who's going to win? Oh my goodness, it is going to be the Silas who ultimately gets the backhand onto Jinx. Wow, that could have been really,
and they're
really
fighting
bad
at the
for
top lane as well. What is happening this game? Oh
yeah,
my.
the E has already been used there. Orange should just be able to just get out. Nice usage of the E just to deny any type of weather or slow. But, yeah, not the start that you want, really, for C's. It looked good. They got the double kill onto the Rumble, but unfortunately, they just give over so much as a result over to the Silas. That first play, though, from the bot lane of C's, where we did see that 2v2 and it going the way of this Vayne, I do believe there was actually a fat finger on the flash. I think that they really wanted to go for the heal, and unfortunately, they actually just flashed forward. So without that heal, you know, you're just... Or sorry, without the flash, rather, you're just a sitting duck for the most part when it comes to Silas just coming into your lane and dugging on your whole life.
Yeah,
Okay, now we are going to be seeing an engage here. I'm sorry to cut you off, but we are going to be seeing an engage here. Warwick E will actually push Jinx back. The bot lane of JJT are going to be splitting their attention for now, but they give over another double. 4-1 and 2 start, 6 out of 7 KP on the Vayne. I don't think that this is going to be a really easy game for C's if they want to come back at all. I think at this point, Rumble just needs to prio either mid or just top. I think bot lane for the most part is just really unmanageable.
Yeah, C's at this point just really need to just slow down and stop making these plays and stop handing over so many free kills with this Vayne. Because right now, I mean, if this is Code Phoenix on the Vayne, then this game is lost. There is no way you're winning this. They really need to slow down, figure out how they're going to handle this Vayne, how they're going to handle this Silas, and make a game plan and try and execute on it.
I mean, you say Code Phoenix, right? But the only Vayne prodigy that comes to mind right now is Vang, the INS bot laner, and unfortunately, they actually did lose to this C's team. So this is like a poetic justice right now, where, you know, Vang is living vicariously through Fuyu for the most part. And we're going to have to see whether or not they're able to do it. Mid lane Twitch is here in the top side as well. Yet again, E has yet to be used, and it will just take out this Ornn's entire life. Wow, double Ruby Crystal start actually as well. There is no Bomby Cinder just yet. Unfortunately, Vayne will move forward, just get hit by that auto attack. Now, we are going to be seeing that nice little death sentence land right on top of the Jinx. Yet another kill going over to this Vayne. Condemned right into the wall. Boo thankfully was able to hit that dredge line right into the wall and give her enough space to get out. But, you know, wish we could say the same for the Jinx, who does have now double sums up.
Yeah, and it is unfortunate for the side of Cease. You know, they are getting a lot of kills here with this Twitch mid. They're able to roam. He's been getting some nice roams off in the top side and in the river trying to catch the enemy jungler. But unfortunately for them, just the side of JJT's Vayne and Silas are just so far ahead. They have such a commanding lead in this game right now. And as long as they play smart, there should be no way of them throwing this, as Vayne is going in on top of here, on top of this Nautilus. The Ignite goes out. He will pick him up. Nice lantern from who? And that would just be another kill going towards the way of Vayne as another hook comes out. Alright, that's a nice little hook prodigy right there. As this should be a kill, Vayne should be able to get that. Oh, okay, the heal does end up saving Rose.
The tumble Q would have absolutely done it. I think who's actually leaving his Vayne out to die?
Oh,
no, unfortunately. Oh my goodness, unfortunately, that was such a beautiful equalizer that by the time who actually dropped the lantern and the Vayne actually took the lantern, Vayne, for the most part, was just taking it right on top of the equalizer. So the equalizer's still applying all of that damage, and the leeching Leer and the blasting wand is just doing so much to that Vayne's health bar that, you know, oh my goodness, if you are the Vayne, you're just crying right now for the most part.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Thresh as well, because if he had positioned downwards away from the equalizer, the W actually, it doesn't teleport you from where the lantern is to Thresh. You actually move across, so anything you walk over applies its effects. So he pulled the Vayne over the equalizer again and reapplied the effects, and that's what ended up killing her. So if he had just walked a little bit more downwards, she could have potentially made it out. But, you know, in those close situations, I don't think anyone can blame him for not realizing that in the moment. As you can see, Thresh here going in pretty aggressive here. They're really just going in with no remorse as Rumble is here.
Yet another kill for the spot lane of JJT. They are really unstoppable in this game right now. Oh my god, the tumble right into the wall, but I don't even think it matters. Yet another double kill. Every time the directive camera pans down, it's just a double on top of a double on top of a double, sitting at 10 KP right now out of a total of 11. I do believe quick maths here, 95% KP.
That sounds about right. If not, it's somewhere around there. His Twitch will flash away. As you can see, directive camera going crazy.
Yeah, but it's funny though, because I'm pretty sure Warwick can actually smell the blood if Twitch is low enough, even in this queue. Oh wow, that blind ult was actually really close. I don't think Warwick should have any difficulties with this. Oh, Silas actually misses that E. Nice little flash there just to deny out from Twitch killing his jungler. Oh my god, this is thriller night for the Warwick for sure.
Oh yeah, the shutdown goes away from Twitch as well as they're fighting in the top one. There should just be a quick little trade, please, man.
Oh,
no, it's the Rumble, he's here.
He has actually the equalizer. Call the Forget coming out. Nice little two-man. Nasus has popped the ultimate as well. Finally, the equalizer will come out. Silas is here trying to maximize things, trying to get things going. He does have the ultimate, but I'm not quite sure that he realized which ult that he wanted to take in time. He steals the Nasus's ult, uses both sums, and it's really questionable. He just gave over a free kill yet again to the Rumble. Rumble right now, the only member of Seas right now, trying to put this game in his back pocket for the most part. Ooh, Fuyu really needs to be careful here. Killer instinct right there just to hold. And look at the persistence of Fuyu as well. He could have just easily went in 2v1, but he chooses not to, and actually is going to be holding the wave, I suppose? No, actually he has other plans. He's just going to be pushing.
Yeah, I mean, Fuyu already has his Kraken Slayer and his tier 2 boot, so he's feeling like a strong boy going on, as Nautilus has yet to reach even 6, so he can still has a lot of say in what happens in this game. But once Nautilus hits 6, Vayne should play a lot more respectfully, as there is just so much CC on the kit of Nautilus that Jinx should be able to take out this Vayne if she has CC locked. But worst comes to worst, you can have Rumble come down and then she is almost certainly dead for sure. As Dragon will be spawning here in 10 seconds. With the bot priority from JJT, this should just be a free no contest Dragon. Seas should likely just hand it over for free and try and make a cross map play like the Rift Herald or something like that. But we'll have to see how it turns out.
For sure. I do believe right now, though, that, you just leave this Ornn on an island, despite him barely getting out with, a sliver of HP. You just really play towards these ocean dragons, towards, this potential infernal or mountain soul. I don't think that you're going to have any problems right now, especially seeing how Vayne is pretty much at, that 1v9 power spike right now, at least. Full mythic up. Warwick looking to go over. Nice little lantern coming out of nowhere. Vayne is trying to also just set up here for enough dragon vision and dragon space. And immediately like that, they will just be able just to turn all of their sights on this dragon and should be able just to get a clean 2 dragons here in favor of JJT.
Yeah, and JJT looking like they're in a very strong position in this game. Even with all the kills and all the gold on top of Vayne, you see that none of the lanes are really CSing that well. All the constant fighting has really dictated that not really anyone is getting CS, so there's not that much gold in the game, and Seas are only behind 2k gold, which it really feels like it should be a lot more, but they've been doing a nice job of making cross plays with that Twitch mid and trying to equalize the gold, so it is going bad for them, but it's not going horribly.
Be a lot worse, right? I think right now, it's very, very difficult to speak on. We are actually seeing the Thresh now roaming here in the mid lane. Flash Flay. Oh, Twitch barely living, but it will be the Thresh prison there. I forget what that's called. But
the
regardless,
box.
Thresh does... Is it called the box? I'm pretty sure it is
it's
the
just
box,
the
right?
box. Yeah.
Yeah. He will be able to claim the life of the Twitch despite exhausting the Twitch. Twitch still having all of that dot burn. Very unfortunate stuff, but Vayne is now just making her way to the Herald, especially with the help of Warwick, and they're just looking just to, move around the map for the most part. It's always such a fun experience when your laners, when your support, win lane, and then just crip walk around the rest of the map as well.
Yeah. When Thresh is so hard wins lane that he's allowed to just go mid lane, go into the enemy jungle, just constantly pressure this Rumble. You are not allowed to farm freely. I will always be here watching you, and it is
100%.
You can,
and it would be really, really bad too if it was actually a Lee Sin support. Because the Lee Sin support level 3s, going from bot lane, cross map, going all the way to top lane, those are very, very destructive.
Absolutely. As you can see, even still, the gold lead is not that big in favor of JJT. They've really been... It must be like a mismanagement of their waves and moving when they are really losing a lot of gold, because I noticed that when they went for that mid lane play, JJT lost around 2 waves worth of XP as
Boo has
Boo
to
is just
flash.
has to flash. Yeah, she just flashes over the wall, gets away. Unfortunate for her, taking Vision a little too aggressively as Twitch here might be the focus of some efforts.
Everfrost going to be used there on the minion wave. Unfortunately, is not going to be able to land right on top of Twitch. Very eager play there from the Silas, looking to get things done in his own lane as well. Lanes, though, for the most part, are pretty even, you know, aside for bot lane, which is a complete mess right now, I think, for C's. I think everything else is manageable. Nasus does have 300 stacks here at 15 minutes, rather.
5 minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes. It's just
That
over.
would've
Go
been
next.
something.
Go
Yeah.
next. 300 stacks of 5 minutes? Just
Yeah.
FF. Just
Oh.
someone dodge, someone give you that early FF vote. Herald not going to be
Yeah.
summoned here in the mid lane. I don't even think that you had to summon that. I'm pretty sure everyone could have just hit the tower with an X-Wave. But regardless, they will actually just use the Herald. A good 50% or at least 70% of the Herald's HP bar now going to be thrown down as well. Boo actually landing out on that Nautilus ult. It looked like there was a little bit of miscommunication there on whether or not they actually wanted to go forward onto the Vayne. But the rest of C's actually just peel off.
Yeah, and I mean, JJT doing a nice job here of, and now after all the constant fighting, they've been working with these waves, using the wave management in order to kind of push out these lanes, get these towers, and push out the pressure around the map. And here is where it starts looking a lot worse for Seats, because now that the constant fighting is just over and you have a chance to come back into the game, now you have to play the macro game. And you have to play macro against a Vayne who can wave clear very effectively, has a lot of items which just absolutely obliterate the wave, and the Silas as well, which is able to really run up to a wave and just clear it as almost as much as you can see it. And it's really unfortunate for them because now they have to play against this and they have to play reactively. Unless they need to drop some waves and try and make a play, they can never really play proactively from this point, and it's going to be very awkward for them as this gold league will continue to balloon as they have to drop waves due to pressure and just can't really touch the wave, and their jungle gets invaded so their jungler can't farm, and it's looking very dire for them.
Well, I mean, in the eternal words of KDL Season 5 halftime finals performer Justin Bieber, never say never. And I think that there still is a lot of opportunity here for C's to get back into the game. They are down 4k gold compared to JJT, but I still think that there is a way that they can get into it. Like you said, you hit the nail on the head. They need to play reactive. They need to make sure that they are catching out on some of these picks here and there. I think at this point, if you are C's, you're just abusing the Ornn. Even if it doesn't really pay off, at least you can try to look for an easy pick, because JJT not really using a lot of resources here. This is the first time actually someone has arrived in the top side for JJT. So, you know, I really think that Rumble needs to be able to impact the map. You don't want to give up their dragon and then have to steal every single dragon afterwards, or the fourth one. Thresh now going to be missing that death sentence, or it is now just diving out on top of this Nasus. Everfrost now going to land right on top of Jinx this time around. Jinx ult's going to be taken down point blank. It actually results in the Silas having a flash W.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to use flash like that, but a nice little pickup for Cease is that they will be able to pick up this dragon. It is an Infernal Drake, and that is probably one of the more impactful Drakes you can get when you're behind just the extra 80 and AP so strong of these champions, as Silas here is getting caught out.
I've seen Rat IRL do this before. The E has already been used by the Twitch. There's not much Silas can do. The flash forward, Everfrost, not going to land either. They trade out Silas kill. They trade out the dragon for tier 2, and it doesn't look like they really want to stop this push either.
Yeah, they're pushing for the inhib tower. They say, okay, we see you, bot. This is
really
ours.
aggro. This is really aggro, though. They need to be careful here. Nasus is going to be landing out on the E. Death Sentence will connect on top of him. The Jinx E has already been used there. Vayne is dangerously low. Oh my god, look at her HP. Holy smokes. Jinx ult is going to actually be blocked out from that Ornn. Oh my god, that was almost a kill there on top of the Vayne, and that is not something you want to give over so lightly.
Yeah, and your Vayne does have a big shutdown, so that going to the pocket of Twitch or Rumble or Jinx can really be a problem for JJT. So, you know, a little bit of an overstep there, maybe a little bit too aggressive, thinking that they could get that inhib tower. But fortunately enough for them, they were able to back away due to the Shurellas on the Thresh, and that allowed them to, you know, get these resets in. Now they can cash in a lot of this gold that they're sitting on. Usually Vayne, you're sitting on 1k. Warwick on 1.5k as the flash comes over.
Yeah, flash there from the Rumble. Equalizer comes out red on top of the Ornn as well, who has flashed in turn. Twitch trying to do his best. Zap will connect as well. There is no Jinx ult yet, but the dot damage should take him, and it does him. Wow, he even started dugging in place too. He thought he was safe, spamming his dance emote. If there's, you know, if there is a duo that is going to be taking you from the pits of Tartarus and bringing you into the light, it is going to be the jungle and mid of C's right now. And you don't want to be giving over these kills or even just these picks here and there. This is absolutely disastrous, especially if the Twitch, the AP Twitch for crying out loud, is able to get it and just deletes your Vayne. If Vayne is just left alone because the Twitch, invisibility is just so much to the point where you really need to devote a lot of resources towards that mid game if you do want to have a hope at winning this game out.
Yeah, and I think now that we're into Baron territory here, as we're about to the 20-minute mark, JJT really need to be careful of something that C's love to do, which is sneak Baron. You can see Thresh here out a little too deep.
Thresh actually having to flash here. Oh, Super Mega Death Rocket does land right on top of the Vayne, but it is going to be Rumble who kills him off with the Equalizer. That is a Riftmaker Precision Conqueror Rumble, by the way. We forgot to mention that earlier. Oh my goodness, Boo now going to be landing right on top of the Sylas. Yet again, a failed Nautilus ult doesn't really result in much. Everfrost now going to be used right on top of her. The wave is barely anything here. They actually really want to go back in here. Boo does land on that dredge line. She actually might just die here. Nautilus ult now going to be knocking up Nasus and Boo here. The Q does land right on top of Boo, claiming her life. I do believe that the Sylas could have went back in. Warwick is just hauling ass on the way to bot lane right now, actually.
Yeah,
when he actually does want to go back in. E2?
Nasus
No, he's
has
just dead
ultimate.
here. Yeah, he's just dead here. He waited way too long there. D Kane plus 12, and there's another cannon there as well, so plus 24. He could just take tower here.
Yeah,
oh my god, look at this juicy pick, those two. They're pathing right now to Baron. Do you see Twitch out? Is who going to be able to land? No.
Yeah, there we go. Now Nasus has realized that he has the teleport available. He's at full HP and a decent amount of mana. He just pushed his bot tower, and if JJT decide to get on this Baron, you just TP over. It could be an easy 4v5. And you can really force him off of it. His Twitch here is really putting on a lot of pressure on the JJT. They're really just kind of positioning here. They're not sure exactly what to do. They want to start it. They don't want to start it. Looks like they're going to opt to start it. Oh, I don't know about this one.
Hold your breath. Sylas has TP. Nasus has TP. Nasus will have ult in about 40 seconds. Sylas does have ult right now. Equalizer going to come out. Not going to land on top of anyone. Call to Forge God gonna land on an invisible Twitch.
Nasus?
It is Sylas who actually TP'd on the flank though. Nasus is still bot. What is Nasus doing? They get the clash right on top of Fu. Meanwhile, who has gotten that nice little death sentence right on top of the Jinx? Look at Jinx's HP. And Twitch trying to do his best Space Glide impression, but it's not going to be enough, baby. Triple kill going over to Fuyu on this Vayne. Nasus only knows one thing, and that's to push, 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 baby. But as team loses in the meantime, they are going to be looking just to push this out, though. 30 seconds on these death timers, 4 Cs. This could potentially mean disaster. Could potentially mean a third tower here going to be taken out for the side of JJT. What a disastrous fight if you are Cs.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what Nasus is thinking. Like, sure, you get those 2 towers and you get them and you push in the pressure, but...
Oh, yet again, why do they keep using this ultimate? They use the Nautilus ultimate yet again on top of Vayne. I don't know if they think that it's going to just do damage or it's going to, like, push them off. Regardless, Vayne is already backing up and you use such a precious resource that it's really questionable. Dragon now is spawning within the next 15 seconds. This is Soul Point for JJT. This is second Infernal Dragon for SEES if they're able to get this.
Yeah, and it is a big dragon for both of these teams. Both of these teams really want the Infernal Dragon. It's so strong in both of these compositions that either team really needs to fight for this. Is who just face checks. Oh my god, what a bit over aggressive there as the hook does go wide. And unfortunately for him, he's gonna have those plants there and not take too much damage, but JJT a full prio over this dragon.
Look at Rumble, he's looking to go over. He actually is on a ward as well. They get the... Oh my god! Who? What are you doing? They actually just let him go out! Holy smokes, I thought he stole it for a second. Dragon will be secured by JJT. Meanwhile, it's who on the flank. They are able to get 2 kills. They kill the Rumble. They kill the Twitch. It's just Boo on the opposite end who had flashed in, unfortunately. Now she will die as well. Look at the Nasus still. What is he doing? He has the TP. He has the flash. And unlike Rave, he has the mana to fight. What on earth is happening here? Jinx as well just hovering around in the mid lane. They're looking to get a nice little juicy split. But what on earth are they doing? They're giving over so much gold. The 4k gold lead that JJT possessed at one point or another has now become nearly a 6k gold lead as they look to make it a 7k gold lead with the acquisition of this Baron.
Yeah, and this Baron should go pretty much no contest. C's can really fight for this if they really want to, but with Nasus pathing bot, he's been so reluctant to use his TP before. I'm not sure he will use it again, as they might just be handing this Baron over.
Oh my god, this is such an unfortunate game. Oh, Super Mega Death Rocket landing Unfortunately, not even close to the Baron. I want to assume that was on the mini-map. I'm going to give them, you know, benefit of the doubt, I guess. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what he was aiming for. That wasn't even remotely close to the Baron. I think he was aiming for Canada or something.
Yeah, he may have been aiming for your house, but unfortunately it will miss. And
oh, unfortunately.
yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately it will miss.
As you know, now the game should kind of slow down for a little bit. We don't have an objective for another 3 minutes, but knowing these two teams, you could potentially see a fight happening around this Nasus as multiple members of JJT are walking down, looking to potentially collapse on this Nasus. The pigs are coming out. Oh no! Nasus, look out!
He was never in any fight, so this is just poetic justice on the side of JJT saying, you know, if you're not going to come to the fights, we're going to bring the fight to you. Look at Thresh's HP just going down. Nasus has popped out ultimate. Silas steals his own ult in turn, but it's taken two chunky boys just to bring this guy down, and I don't even think they're able to do it, but they finally will be able to do it. It is going to be Boo who kills Thresh. Call the Forge God now going to be casted out. Unfortunately, will just land on the chinny chin chin of this Twitch, who is still invisible. Vayne on the flank, though, has popped that ultimate. They see the Twitch invasion for you. Oh my god, that was a beautiful engage there from the Vayne. It is Jinx, the heal now just to give a little bit more movement speed. 3 auto attacks, and she's just dead. 0-7 on this Jinx, 1-9 on the Nautilus pickup. 15, 2, and 5 on the Vayne, and if you needed it, you have it this game. You have the savior, you have the 80 carry superstar. It is Rumble here who still possesses the equalizer, but there's not much you can do when JJT are knocking on your base here with Baron empowered minions.
Yeah, and there is 10 seconds for the side of C, so they should not be able to end. However, they will most likely be able to get this inhibitor and back off as the equalizer comes out.
Nasus, nice little condemn. Wow, that's such a beautiful condemn. He surely does go down here. 1 HP on the Warwick. Oh, he still dies to the burn despite using that E to mitigate a little bit of damage. Silas now into the backline. That's a 5-man Everfrost, but it's not going to do much. And now it is Godslayer Ornn in the backline. Vayne will be able to get that kill. Second kill there, double kill going over to Vayne. Trying to make this a penta potentially. Twitch just mindlessly doing nothing there. Oh my god, and it is going to be Nasus who gets the Q off. I didn't even think that he was in range, but he somehow is. He might have just bought rapid fire cannon last second or something like that. But holy smokes, what a weird fight for the side of JJT, but at least they get so much out of it.
Yeah, you know, they did get the inhibitor out of it, but they did lose the majority of their team. And most importantly, that 1k shutdown, I can't speak English, that 1k gold shutdown on Vayne did end up going over to the Nasus, which is probably the best person it could have gone to if you're Cease. You know, Nasus is stacking up. He is getting pretty strong at this point in the game. We can see.
We get a stat check?
Oh, we sure can. Let's see. 678.
Oh, 678. Yeah, actually, he has actually doubled out from the last time we saw him at 15 minutes. And with 3 minutes or 2 minutes and 30 seconds at least to go as well, I think that he's going to be able to hit that 700 mark really, really easily. Like you said, if there is someone who is a menace on this team, Dennis the Menace in the top lane on this Nasus is not something you really want to contest. W from Twitch going to be thrown out there just to slow up on the Ornn. You know, unfortunately, Twitch is very strong, but he keeps getting picked here and there. I'm not quite sure what he's doing position-wise. He constantly is actually in the way of JJT and their heavy engage, especially the Ornn, call it the Forge God, or even these Qs. Dragon is now spawning within the next 20 seconds, though, and this is solo. JJT are able to get this for free, as they have been for the last couple of Dragons.
Yeah, and we can see the vision setup is all there for the side of JGT. They've got wards in multiple spots. They have a deep vision into this red side of Cease. It should be very hard for them to enter, as Who here is looking to potentially get one. The hook goes a little bit wide.
Oh, Everfrost now being used from the Silas, who wanted to get that pick onto Twitch. They did secure Infernal Dragon well doing it, though. Oh, nice little Lantern to bring them out.
Oh, no.
The W Shirelias as well. They actually get the pick on Boo. Equalizer now coming out as well. Vayne flashing right over the wall. 3 hits. This Rumble. Wow, 4 hits that Twitch. Triple kill going over to Vayne here. They're more than likely just going to be able to use this Infernal to end the game here, and in style. In 29 minutes at that 34-17, they get revenge for INS, and they make sure everyone knows that the Vayne is not kidding around. But remember, Nasus is still alive. Jinx unfortunately will go down here. Nasus forced to use his ult. Not much you can do against a full 5-man at JJT. They take their second Nexus tower, they take the Nexus, and they take their first win at the KDL season.
Eventually. Eventually. As the game, you know, I love this
Stop
bug. This
leaving!
is such a
Stop
great bug.
leaving! Stop leaving the game! We can't see it.
As
Oh my
it
god.
almost certainly, they could win. They could win.
I,
Uh,
I think they can come back.
yeah, most certainly. As that will be ended up being the game, and we can see, unfortunately for the side of Cease, they weren't able to continue that winning streak. They did drop this game to JJT, but fortunately for them, they did pick up their first win for the season, so it's a nice little pickup.
Right? I mean, this is so good for you if you are JJT. Despite being 0-2 coming into this game, at least now you're 1-2, right? I think things are turning around for the most part for you. It could have went worse. If you're C's right now and you're like, oh my god, this game was completely bad, it could have went worse for sure. I do think, and I'm sorry, oh my god, where was Warwick? Jesus. Anyways, if I am C's right now, I am kind of questioning the draft for the most part, but I also think I'm questioning execution more than anything. Like you said earlier, you have that perfect level 2 on the Jinx, and you guys just completely fumble it, unfortunately. And after that, there's not much you can do to kind of dig yourself out of that position when Vayne does have all the kills, has all the gold in your lane, and you're kind of just, looking to not lose lane rather than trying to win it out.
Yeah, and there's definitely some questions that they're gonna have to take to the VOD review after the game and figure out how they're gonna improve their game plan and figure out, mostly how they're gonna stop something like this from happening again.
Right. This is definitely a VOD review angle for sure. We will now be moving in SEES, Specialized Extracurricular. Hold on, I'm going to say their name. Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad.
Yep, that sounds right.
Yeah, that's a name for sure. But we will now be moving them in for some interviews. All right, welcome to C's. You guys got your first win earlier in the week versus INS. Unfortunately, do go down to JJT. Talk me through the preparation when it comes to prepping for a team like JJT compared to INS. Was there any type of difference coming into this game? Was there any type of mindset difference? What was it like?
Next level.
So what I feel like is that they kind of learned from the INS game and played mostly around the bot lane, and I got bullied pretty hard. Yeah,
Yeah, down. But
yeah,
Bali was
that hurt.
Bali went down too fast, so I couldn't roam down there after
Yeah,
like I reached like level 6 and just perma kill bot. But yeah, Vayne got too ahead. Kinda screwed us over a little bit.
I want to ask you, you said clearly that you were going to go Twitch mid. Were you looking for more an Enchanter support, or were you guys really adamant on the engage support with the Twitch?
Yo, you think you could think about that? This is KDL team. That's a little bit too
Well
advanced
said.
for us. Yeah.
I want to ask you, do you think that it's going to get easier from here? And do you think it's going to get more difficult for you guys?
Uh, uh yes, I agree.
yes,
All right. And when it comes to, the bot lane, I want to ask you, Rose, because that was a very, very difficult thing to manage there. If you could, learn one thing from this game, especially when it comes to the bot lane, what would it be?
Don't walk up when it's not necessary.
Mm-hmm. Do you
And
think that, do you think that you guys could have punished those walk-ups, or?
probably, but I was just way too far behind to do it.
I feel you. All right. Well, thank you guys very, very much for the interview, and good luck for your next couple games. Thanks.
Get him out of here. Come on, Krim, chop chop. We're on a
No,
clock here.
the thing is, we have a little sussy baka in scrims too that actually like ganked me, and I can't move their scrims too. But we will now be moving everyone from JJT in here.
Yeah, Sam, I would also let IU bully me.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh,
Anyways, are you into makeup too? Anyways, we are now talking with JJT. Welcome, JJT, and congratulations on such a nice little first game for you guys. Talk me through, the feeling right now of winning your first ever KDL game.
I mean, this was a must win for us. I think to get into playoffs pretty much. So we needed to beat Cease and went out there and we did it. So it feels good to get our first KDL win with this team. My first KDL win. So
When you say you had to win this game, what do you exactly mean? Do you feel like, this was one of those games where it's like a make it or break it situation for you? Do you feel like, you guys as a team would be embarrassed if you guys lost this game after, 0-2 week? Or what do you mean by that?
I mean both. Like I didn't want to lose to this team first of all, and second, like there's like a tier of teams that are like vying for that last playoff spot, and I think we're one of them.
Who
So
would
like
you say
obviously
are the other teams?
I'd say Cease and then INS. So I think we're vying for that one playoff spot. Obviously we could still. I think we definitely can upset some of the other teams. Like ABD is a kind of a cakewalk, which is whatever. And then we could maybe, you know, if the cards align, upset the Atsuki. So, but we're definitely fighting for that playoff spot with this one.
With this in mind, for sure, for sure. I want to ask you guys, you guys have this Vayne pick here. You guys blinded the Vayne too. Were you surprised that there was really no punish for that pick that came out of pretty much nowhere?
Yes, because our AD said I want Vayne, so we picked the Vayne. And I'm surprised. Like I was assuming they'd pick something to kind of counter that, but they didn't do it, and so I was able to just pick Thresh into it. It was a nice kind of. We were assuming like even if they countered it, it would be a nice safe lane. But they didn't end up picking anything against it.
For sure, for sure, for sure. I don't know if this is true or not, but I really feel like the Vayne actually has one of, I think, top 3 KDAs right now, like game wise. I don't know if I could get a stat check or anything like that from Stu. But 27 KP. Did you come into this game knowing that you were going to do that much, damage in this game, or were you more so looking just to win out your lane and then seeing what happens?
I'm crazy. I'm crazy, bro. I knew that this shit was gonna happen. Oh my god. Come on now.
Oh, okay. Whoa,
Okay.
whoa, whoa! I was not expecting that. All right. Well, super humble, super humble.
Yeah, it's like Tanner.
Yeah, honestly, but this guy's actually saving his stats. Well, I want to ask you guys, final question. When it comes to some of the other teams, like you said, you are in a 3-way tie according to who INS sees. You have faced C's here and now. How do you think INS is going to fare up? Because INS actually did lose to the C's team.
Honestly, I think they should have won against Cease. I think they were about to, but some unlucky step went their way. So I think this game it's not going to be like League of Legends math where we beat them and then since they lost to them, we're going to beat them. I think it'll be a close game. We played like 2 scrims together and they were pretty kind of clown fiesta. So I think they'll be pretty close. I think the easier matchup will definitely be probably always bot diff. Easily win that one, but the INS game will be pretty hard.
All right. Well, do you guys have any final things to say to any people who supported you on your guys' first win? Or
Yeah, shout out to Willow. Shout out to Issy. And shout out to my boy Jay for always letting me know that you don't slap the pig if you don't want to hear it oink.
well, wait, you're not even gonna shout out the guy who literally coached you the other day?
Yeah, that's crazy, man, but it's okay.
We're playing against him this week. I can't.
Yo,
Okay, but
Who,
shout out my
you're
boy
so,
Stu for
Who,
coaching.
You're so fake. You're so fake, Who.
You're so fake, bro.
You're
Hey,
so
shout out
fake.
Stu for not going too hard on us in the game on Sunday.
Whoa, in the game.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll have
okay.
to see.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much for the interview and congratulations. Oh, also, it does seem like the Vayne is winning by a significant margin, 4 votes. So, congratulations to the Vayne for getting MVP of this game. All right, thank you guys. Trying to speed run moving people. There we go.
Speed run.
Yeah, I'm trying to speed run really, really quick. All right, and that's going to be it for us right now. We do have another game coming up in about 40 minutes. That is going to be Atsuki versus ABD at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is not a match. Again, not a match that you want to sleep through, that you want to skip. This is probably going to be match of the week or one of the matches of the day at least. I think that of the 3, this is probably going to be one of my favorites to watch at least. But that being said, we are going to be taking a temporary break. We will be coming to you guys live in about 20 minutes or so. Go to the bathroom, go get some snacks, because you do not want to miss that banger of a game. Thank you guys very much for watching. This was Crimson and Stu, and we'll see you guys in 20 minutes. Peace.